Well, here on the streets of Dublin with Dublin senior hurling manager and former Dublin football manager Pat Gilroy. Pat, you have brought yourself and indeed the whole squad out for the Gaelic Voices for Change stand against homelessness and support of homeless people. Talk to me about your reasons for doing that.
I think, you look at this and you look at the way our society is and the way the economy has gone over the last number of years. Like it's just not acceptable for us to accept homelessness and the way it's growing. I mean, if it was shrinking, you'd say, right, that's grand, but it's not. It's just not good enough. And I think, as a society, we need to, I suppose, support those people who are vulnerable and who can't support themselves, and do whatever little bit anybody can do to try and raise the awareness around it, and people who can help, that they will then go and do something about this. Because I think you have 1 million people here, and probably most people are doing okay at the moment, and if everybody does just a little bit, it'll make the difference.
Father, obviously you wouldn't be here if you didn't support this initiative. Tell me how important it is.
I think it's hugely important. Homelessness is a political problem and it has to be solved politically. And here you have a national organisation with enormous credibility, with its tentacles in every community in the country, who are sleeping out, are raising awareness both among themselves, first of all, but also among the communities in which they're inserted about this problem of homelessness. We will never solve the problem of homelessness unless there's a groundswell from below of people demanding that more action is taken and more effective action is taken, and the GAA are in a very powerful position to spread that message.
For me, I had a personal incident that really it brought it home to me, and home is the operative word, because I was in Dublin and early morning going to work, going to a meeting, and this man shouted, "Come on, Brady, up Mayo," from across the street in Westmoreland Street, and I stopped. The man was homeless, but as what I've said, he wasn't soulless, so I walked over to him and I shook his hand, and it turned out to be a man from my own town in Ballinland, Mayo. And I think even me, and I was naive to think that homelessness is something that's in the big cities. Someone from Mayo or Sligo or Leitrim or Galway is not homeless. But I met a man and we went for a coffee, and the one common denominator we didn't talk about how hard it was for him or why he ended up homeless. We talked about GA, and when I seen the opportunity to join the Gaelic Voices for Change group, I said, you know what? That's my way of saying, you know what, I can try a little, I can do a little.
Well, it's just after 5 o'clock in the morning. We're still at the GPO for the Gaelic Voices for Change sleep out. Eamon Fennell, who helped organise, well, the whole thing, but especially what was done in Dublin, is with me. Eamon, you've been awake all night. As we can see, there's still people trying to sleep, or maybe even actually getting some sleep in the background. Eamon, what do you feel you've achieved by doing this evening?
I think we've achieved a great deal of awareness towards the situation that it is already there, but also for the Gaelic Voices for Change brand, about trying to get all these people and the other people around the other counties more involved in Gaelic Voice for Change. The big part of this was we had to learn a bit more about it, and to learn a bit more about it we had to sleep on the streets. So hopefully now whoever's sleeping here and it's handed all over the country will get more involved and will help us make a change.
Sinead Finnegan, All-Ireland winner with Dublin. You took part in the sleep out. It's now 6 o'clock in the morning. Everyone's packing up and heading away. What do you think was achieved?
I think a lot of people came together with the goal of, one, creating awareness, 2, creating funds, but 3, experiencing what it was like to experience what these people who aren't as lucky as ourselves do every day of the week. So it was a cold night, there was a bit of rain, and we all slept out. Well, some people slept, some people didn't, some people were chatting all night, but I think it was a great sign of community coming together and achieving something together as a team, as you do in sport.